Good morning, everyone. I want you to imagine something for a second. You're standing alone at the plate, the crowd is watching you, and you've already struck out twice today. And here comes another fastball, 95 miles an hour, straight at you. You swing and you miss again. That makes 3 times that you went up there and failed. Now, in most places in life, if you failed 70% of the time, you'd probably get fired. In baseball, if you succeed just 30% of the time, you're considered a superstar in the major leagues. Today, I'm here to persuade you that baseball, more than any other sport, teaches the life skills we need to be successful, patient, resilient, and I'm going to talk about some teamwork. First, baseball teaches patience and perseverance like nothing else. A typical baseball season isn't just a few games, it's 162 games in the big leagues, stretching over 6 months of the year. Players go through hot streaks and long, very, very brutal slumps. You don't just get instant success when you play baseball. You have to make sure that you are practicing and doing everything you can every single day. Baseball is definitely a sport where there's never enough practice, and I think that's a lot of sports. But baseball, you have to train more than just your body. Unlike sports with constant rush of action, almost, baseball forces you to slow down. You wait for your pitch, is what a lot of baseball players say, because you don't want to hit a ball that does not look like it's going to be a good pitch to hit. So you need to wait for your pitch, the pitch that you want to hit. And that takes some time to figure out what that pitch is and where it's going to be and how you have to see it come in. Basically, you're waiting for your right opportunity. You learn that sometimes doing nothing is smarter than rushing into something, and that is definitely something that I think is used in life. And that lesson comes from showing up, working hard, and waiting for your moment. That's exactly what life is about too. Good things don't happen instantly. They happen because you stick out when it gets tough. And I think that's really important. Second, baseball teaches you how to fail, and more importantly, how to bounce back. Like I said earlier, even the best hitters fail way more often than they succeed. You strike out, you pop up, you make errors in the field, and guess what? You still have to show up the next day and do it all over again. In baseball, you can't avoid failure. You have to confront it, learn from it, and move forward. There's a saying in baseball, you're only as good as your next at bat. Meaning, forget the past. Focus on the next opportunity. When you make an error in the field, you can't do anything about it. It's over and done with now. Now you have to put that behind you and focus on what's next. And I think that's very important in life as well. Imagine if more people handled setbacks like baseball players do. Imagine if every time you failed a test, or you did terrible in a job interview, or made a mistake, you just shrugged it off and said, okay, next pitch. That's the resilience we all need, not just in sports, but in everyday life. Teamwork and communication. Let's talk about that for a second. Finally, baseball teaches true teamwork and communication. Now, sure, every sport talks about teamwork, but baseball is different because baseball is not a single player, is where not a single player can dominate an entire game by themselves. You can have the best hitter in the world, but if the rest of the lineup doesn't do their job, you lose. That's like pitchers. A lot of people will say, well, a pitcher can throw a perfect game and let no batter on base. But they're not striking out every single batter. You have your fielders who have to make plays to get those outs for the pitcher. If that doesn't happen, you would never have a perfect game, ever. And a pitcher would never see that. So it is important that everyone works together and everyone has that resilience. Um, you can have um, people on your team that are great one day. And then the next day, you can have one person on that starting lineup that is just bummed out or in a slump or maybe just isn't feeling like doing it that day. Well, that causes a problem for the rest of the team because one piece of the puzzle is gone and the puzzle's not complete. And that's like life. I think that a lot of places, if there is someone in your life that is what kind of holds things together for you, what might be a strong factor in your life, if that one person just decides, I'm not going to try as hard today, or I'm not going to help, that creates an issue. And then you just kind of start to dwindle down. And that's not anything that anyone needs in their life or in their sports. So, baseball success is made up of small, invisible acts of trust. Um, shortstops diving for ground balls, trusting the first baseman will be there when he throws it. A catcher and a pitcher working together, signaling pitches to make sure everything is right. And an outfielder backing up a teammate if a ball isn't hit directly to them. Those are definitely things that are needed. You always need someone to back you up, even in life. I think personally, everyone should have somebody there to back them up. So today, when you think about baseball, I want you to think about the home runs and the hot dogs and highlight reels because those are my favorite things about it. Baseball teaches patience. The success takes time. Baseball teaches resilience, and that's because failure is just part of it. It's part of the journey. And baseball teaches the trusting others is just something you're going to have to do. And it's just important as trusting yourself. In a world that moves faster and faster every day, where people expect instant success and fear failure, baseball stands as a reminder of a deeper truth that is not the case in the real world. Um, Life is definitely a marathon, and it is not a sprint. You have to take your time, and if you rush it, you'll fail. Um, no matter what pitch life throws at you, you can always step back into the batter's box and swing again. Thank you.